So welcome back to the channel, and earlier my sister and I were discussing just things about Black Friday in general, and then we thought it would actually be a good idea to film a video talking about it. So where should we even start? First of all, actually introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Ife, I'm his sister.
So let's just talk about what we were discussing. So the first thing we're talking about is like if Black Friday is ethical. Because remember we had a discussion that was like, oh, you're asking me, I think, am I buying anything this Black Friday?
Yeah.
And then that's what opened discussion. So basically what I said to my sister was that mistakes I used to make in past years was that because there's discounts on Black Friday, I just felt the need to just buy because there's discounts I have to buy. And then what normally happens is I end up with stuff that I didn't even want, but I was just impulsive because I saw, oh, it's 800, it's reduced to 400. And then I actually end up losing money on those things, like whether it's clothes or whatever, because I don't even like it and then I end up selling it. So this Black Friday was my thing where I made it a thing that I'm not going to buy anything this Black Friday. And in future Black Fridays, I feel like what you should buy on Black Friday is something that you've wanted for a long time, but maybe you knew you couldn't afford. So for example, I told you that next Black Friday I'm buying a lot of electronics, like my camera equipment and stuff, so I know what I'm going to buy that I need, rather than impulsively buying. But
That's what are your thoughts? I'm guilty because I spent over £100 that I wasn't really planning on spending, and Black Friday kind of just encourages us to overconsume and buy more clothes than we actually need to buy. Like, I was on Pretty Little Thing and I was there early, but I still missed the amazing sale, and I was literally almost crying out of frustration because of dresses that I wasn't even going to buy in the first place because I missed the sale. Doesn't really make sense. But we're actually just victims of a system, to be honest, because what can we do?
Yeah, so you mentioned Pretty Little Thing actually. Let's talk about that. Cause
for those of you who don't know, Pretty Little Thing, obviously everyone knows Pretty Little Thing. It's a big fast fashion company. It's online, it's British. And for Black Friday, they had a massive sale. And some of the items were 99% off, which meant that 20p dresses, 10p skirts, £1 coats. And it went out of stock quite fast, but it was a big thing, and everyone's out here fighting, and it's like, for what?
It's insane. I'll leave some stuff on the screen, like kind of talking about what happened. It was big on Twitter, it was big on social media, wasn't it? So what do you think about like them selling pieces on sale for like £1, 50p, 20p? What do you think about that?
Well, they'll only do it if it's feasible to do so. I'm not a business expert, I'm not a fashion expert. I feel like they're just trying to get rid of stock. So they could just sell things off really cheaply. And you have to ask, like, how can they afford to sell stuff off that cheaply in the first place? But well done for those who got the items, because good for you. Good for you, but
I think my thoughts on it is, like I was saying earlier, just based on working in the industry, I know that every single company, like fashion company, has a limited amount of like storage. So every big company will have like warehouses, and when those warehouses get full of clothes or stock or whatever, they have to think, okay, is it going to cost more to buy more storage to house these clothes, or is it going to cost more to just give these clothes away for free, which is basically what they've done. So they've calculated that instead of getting more storage space and keeping loads of stock and then not being able to have stock space for like the new collection stuff, that it's easier if they just get rid of it for free, basically, because 50p is like a formality. So my thing is, it begs a question that the clothes are made so cheaply that they've calculated that they're okay with giving up those clothes basically for free at the expense of storage space, which is insane.
It does make you think. I just feel like, because for me, I wanted to buy a few items, like a few more tops, a few more things here and there, but I managed to put quite a lot of things in my basket, but then by the time I wanted to check out, they'd already gone. And really and truly, I had like over 10 items for under £1 that I didn't really need. And I saw on Twitter later, someone said I got 50 items of clothing for like under £2. Some people were like, good for you. Other people were like, you're so selfish. And I'm kind of in between, because good for you, I managed to get the deal. But at the same time, you don't need 15 new items of clothing that you weren't planning on buying.
Exactly.
You actually don't need that as one person. But I'm guilty of over consuming as well, so yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing that obviously it's more of an education thing, and ultimately it's businesses, because businesses' jobs to try and convince you that you need, if you have 10 jackets, you need 11. If you have 11 jackets, you need 20. The reason for why businesses have to operate like that is otherwise they won't sell.
Profit.
So they have to market that you need this bag, because without this bag, it's like now the Hermes bag is like the big thing that all the celebrities want. Like Hermes has managed to convince people that you need another bag. To me, at the end of the day, a bag is just a bag. That bag just happens to be an expensive bag made with expensive materials, but it's still a bag.
Yeah.
It's still going to be like any other bag. You're just going to open it, put things inside, and I don't really see.
I agree with what you said about how it makes sense to use Black Friday as a chance to buy things that you couldn't normally afford.
Yeah.
But a lot of us just want to buy something and just want to get a deal. And I feel like on a wider level, we need to kind of dissect why we thought that we need to have so many clothes and so many objects in general, like why we have to consume so much and who we're doing it for, because like no one really needs more than like a few items of each type of clothing. You don't really need to have 10 jackets and 10 pairs of jeans, but we still like strive to have that, and we should probably ask, why do we do that? I guess it's a lot of reasons, like social media, pressure, appearance.
Yeah, so are there any examples on like past Black Fridays where you've bought something that you're like, I don't even need this, and then you've had to get rid of it, something like that, or you never really used it?
Personally, no, because if I'm correct in saying this, Black Friday is a kind of new thing to the UK. It wasn't a thing growing up in the UK. It's more like an American thing, which kind of spread more recently. Last year, Black Friday, I just got some new pairs of shoes that I wanted to get anyway. I was just waiting for the sale. The year before, I was in Nigeria, and yeah, I didn't do any shopping. So not really personally, but this year I did buy a few extra stuff that I wouldn't have normally bought.
Yeah. I think for me, it's just that like, I've kind of gone off the whole sales or no sales thing. Or trying to get things, because you just end up buying stuff you don't need. So for me, I just have a spreadsheet of things I actually need.
Most organized.
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet of things I actually need, and then I've like packed all the expensive ones to buying later in the year so they can coincide with Black Friday. Because there's just some things that it makes sense to get it on a sale, like a camera that's 6,000. If you buy it on Black Friday, it'll literally be like 4,000. Like, it's a no-brainer. It makes no sense to just like give away to that. But like, if something's like kind of more affordable, there's no point trying to wait for the sale, then it sells out, all this stuff. So I'm okay with like paying full price for certain things, but I think that sale mentality, it makes you just think that, oh, I'm getting a deal every time, but you're not really always getting a deal. Sometimes you're just buying things that companies are literally trying to get rid of.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing that these brands often do is hike up the prices and then make the sale out to be bigger than it actually is. For example, let's say something was £10 originally, they'll change it to £15. So when they reduce it to £5, like £10 off, and it's only £5 off.
Yeah. And
sometimes we see something and we know it's overpriced just because it's on sale. We're like, oh, but it's a bargain, but it's not really a bargain. It's not really a bargain.
Yeah. And also it's like, okay, going back to fashion, for example, like, so I have friends that are buyers in stores. So most times I know what the wholesale price is of most things. So I know that you've sold this jacket to this store for 100, but you told them that the market price has to be 400, which means they have to sell it for 400. So in my head, even when the sale is 300, how I see it, and people are like, I'm getting 100% off, how I see it in my head is like, well, the market price, like the wholesale price is 100, and you're still making profit on that wholesale price. So in my head, I'm like, that's not really too much of a good deal. So it's just an interesting thing, but I really want to have this conversation because Black Friday is always this thing where everyone's like, I'm going to spend, I'm going to buy. And it's just, I feel like a lot of the time people just buy things that they don't necessarily need.
Yeah. I have a question for you. The whole culture of over-consuming clothes in general and like having a lot of clothes, has it always been this way, or do you think it's a product of things like Instagram?
I'd say it's always been this way, but it's just gotten worse with time, because I think before the only people that you saw were people in your like vicinity, because there was no social media.
Still magazines and TV ads and shows.
Yeah,
and stuff.
but it's more why you're doing it, because even if you see it on TV, it might not really push you to get it, because at the end of the day when you wear it, it's really only your friends that are going to see it anyway. Whereas now, social media, people want to appear a certain way or appear that they have this certain lifestyle. So people will buy all these clothes that they can't even afford just so they can put it on Instagram and it looks like it's just a thing that people have. And trust me, I know influencers who they buy, well, it seems like they buy expensive clothes, but like they can't pay their rent. I know someone who his landlord sent him letters like, I see you on Instagram buying these expensive clothes, but you haven't been paying my rent.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know what's happened to people. I don't know if it's like a mental thing. I'm sure it is. That people are more concerned with like having things on the surface rather than taking care of what's really important. And I think I've definitely done that to a degree. Obviously now I'm a bit more wise, things like that. I could care less what people think about me online anymore, really now. Because at the end of the day, you need a house to live in. So I'd rather save money and get a mortgage or something like that than try to prove to people, oh, I've got so much money, like I'm wearing Balenciaga. Like I really have time for that. Like if I see something Balenciaga that I really like, that I really want, yes, I'll buy it. But for the most part, not really.
Yeah, I'm not involved. I'm not involved.
So yeah, honestly, I think it was a thing, but it's definitely more of a thing because of social media and stuff like that. And people want to like emulate their favorite influencer and stuff like that.
Okay, like online retailers really have us thinking that, you know, we're doing ourselves a favour by getting this £20 coat. They actually manipulate us. One of my good friends said that she's trying not to buy any clothes right now because she's got enough clothes, and she has a bunch of coats. And she saw an ad, I think it was Misguided, of a coat on her Instagram, and now she was like, I really want to buy it, but I wasn't planning on buying this thing. And I don't think she bought it because she has self-discipline, but most people don't. Yeah. It's
also a game that brands play, because depending on the brand, like some brands are just like, they know they're going to make loads of money on the sales because they're just going to put 10% off. Everyone's going to think, oh, I'm getting a bargain 10% off, and they're going to earn loads of money on like Black Friday and stuff. Some brands play the opposite game where they never go on sale, like some luxury brands, because to be prestige, and so it looks like you can't get our stuff on sale.
In your opinion, what is a good sale? Because honestly, if it sells 10%, 20%, don't waste my time. It should be at least 30, 40.
Most times, see, the problem is most times I can't remember the cost of certain things. So like on Farfetch, they do that thing where they like increase the price a bit, then add 15%, and it looks like the discount's bigger than it is, to be fair. But just talking in general, I'm trying to think of like, okay, so for example, you know, I've told you that, have I told you that I'm like advancing my videography and stuff. So there's a really expensive cinema camera I want to buy. It's called a Sony FS6, and it costs like £6,000. Obviously £6,000 is a crazy amount of money to spend, right?
It's a house deposit, man.
And I know £6,000 is really expensive, and I know the price because so much. A good sale would be, okay, I know I want this camera, so anything less than like 5,000, you're like a whole 1,000 off or less. That's like crazy. So it's like some you can clearly see, and because I'm following the price of that, I think for me, I'm more likely to buy like more tech things. On Black Friday, clothes is just a bit. It's never worth it anyway. So if I like it, I'll buy it. If I don't, I don't. All this like sales stuff, it's not really.
I think it also depends on how much the item is. Like you said, £6,000 to £5,000 is £1,000 off.
Yeah.
But like £10 to £8, like don't waste my time.
Yeah.
That's just weird. Like,
oh my god.
If it's not 99% off, I don't want it.
Oh my days. But anyway, those are just our thoughts and kind of like a discussion we had that we wanted to bring to YouTube. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts on Black Friday. Did you buy anything? Did you not? What are your thoughts on like over consumerism and stuff like that? And on that note, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It is ife.eo, ife.eo. It's going to be linked.
I don't know who's linking it with you, but yeah, on that note, I'll be back with another video very soon.